On October 10th, 1819, Madrid celebrated like never before. Bells rang across the city, fireworks lit up the night, and crowds filled the streets. Inside the royal palace, King Ferdinand VII prepared to marry Princess Maria Antonia of Naples and Sicily, a union meant to secure Spain's future and restore stability to a troubled crown. But behind the golden doors of the royal chambers, a very different story unfolded. The marriage that was supposed to strengthen a kingdom would, in just a few hours, reveal a secret so personal, so humiliating, that it would change the course of Spanish history. When the celebrations ended and the newlyweds were alone, Ferdinand faced the moment every royal alliance demanded: the consummation of the marriage. But what Maria Antonia discovered that night was not the strong, confident king portrayed in public, but a man crippled by years of inbreeding, plagued by severe deformities, and physically incapable of fulfilling his role as a husband. Ferdinand's condition was more than a private embarrassment. In the politics of 19th century Europe, consummation was a legal necessity. Without it, the marriage could be annulled. Without children, the monarchy's succession was in danger. And in a Spain already weakened by war and political unrest, the lack of an heir could open the door to chaos. Witnesses close to the court claimed that, overcome by shock and humiliation, Maria Antonia suffered a physical breakdown, even soiling herself in the royal bedchamber. Servants were summoned, whispers spread, and the illusion of a perfect royal match began to crumble before it had even begun. In the months that followed, the royal couple maintained appearances. Official portraits showed them united. Public statements declared their marriage solid. But the truth remained. Spain's king could not produce an heir. Maria Antonia sent desperate letters to her family, carefully hinting at the reality, but the scandal was too dangerous to state openly. Rumors swirled in the salons of Madrid. Some blamed witchcraft, others poisoning, while a few dared to speak the truth. Ferdinand's own bloodline had left him incapable. Every year without a royal pregnancy deepened Spain's instability, as rival factions began plotting to seize power when the king died. Maria Antonia's life was short. She died in 1820 at just 21 years old, leaving behind no children. Ferdinand remarried, and eventually, with his niece Maria Cristina, had 2 daughters. But instead of securing the crown, this led to the Carlist Wars, brutal conflicts over whether a woman could inherit the throne. And so, what began as a single humiliating night in the royal bedchamber rippled outward into decades of political unrest and civil war. Spain's fate, it turned out, was not sealed on the battlefield or in parliament, but in a single disastrous moment between a king and his bride. More than 2 centuries later, historians still argue over the details. Was Ferdinand truly incapable, or were his enemies exaggerating? Was Maria Antonia's breakdown a result of shock, illness, or something else entirely? We may never know the full truth. But what is certain is this: even the most powerful crowns rest on fragile human shoulders, and sometimes, the future of an empire can be decided in the quiet, private shadows of a wedding night.